What's up, YouTube? I'm Shanti Hall, and this is Game Talk. For today's game, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Miami Heat. Now, I wanted to watch this game because, in my opinion, this has been the best series in the first round. You can see that both these teams are fighting extremely hard and that these games have been very chippy. But before I get into my thoughts on the game, let's talk about the numbers. Final score of the game was 104-91 with the Sixers taking the win. For the Sixers, JJ Redick had 27 points and 2 assists. Joel Embiid had 19 points and 12 rebounds. And Ben Simmons had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. As a team, the Sixers shot 41% overall, 25% from behind the three-point line, and 80% from the free throw line. For the Heat, Kelly Olynyk had 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Tyler Johnson had 16 points, and Justice Winslow had 12 points and 7 rebounds. For the Heat, Kelly Olynyk had 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Tyler Johnson had 16 points, and Justice Winslow had 12 points and 7 rebounds. As a team, the Heat shot 38% overall, 28% from behind the three-point line, and 59% from the free throw line. So now that we talked about the numbers, I want to get into my thoughts on the game, starting with the Sixers. And the first thing I noticed about the Sixers, as usual, their ball movement was fantastic. They did a great job moving the ball and finding the open man. They also did a great job moving off ball to create some other easy opportunities. I will say though, at times they did struggle to convert some of the easy looks that the Heat gave them. The second thing I noticed for the Sixers was that they did a great job getting to the free throw line. The Heat were playing very rough physical defense and they used that to their advantage. They were able to put up 29 points from the free throw line, and that's huge when you're not shooting as well as you should be. Something else I want to say about the Sixers is that they played very, very tough defense last night. They were extremely smothering, and I felt like every shot the Heat took was contested. Something negative I want to say about the Sixers though is that they turned the ball over a little bit too much. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as it was the last game, but it's still not great. If they can cut down even a bit more on these turnovers, I think they're a lock for the East. And those are really all my thoughts for the Sixers. Now moving on to the Heat. And like I said earlier, the first thing I noticed about the Heat was how physical they were being. And for the most part, I believe some physicality is good for disrupting the other team. But in this scenario, it was detrimental to the Heat. Tyler Johnson, who was having his best game of the series, ended up fouling out. Hassan Whiteside also got into some foul trouble. The Heat also got called for a few technicals that definitely changed the flow of the game. Also, the Sixers shooting 36 free throws didn't help them because they weren't shooting very well. Something else I noticed from the Heat was that they were forcing a bunch of tough shots. I definitely would like to see them move the ball a bit more. I thought there was definitely some hero ball being played. With that being said though, when I watched this Heat thing, something I noticed is that they definitely need somebody who can create their own shot outside of an old Dwayne Wade. This Heat team is a perfect example of a team that's stuck in mediocrity. They don't have a draft pick high enough to acquire generational talent. They don't have cap space to go out and sign a max free agent. They also don't really have any young players right now that seem like they'll become a star in the future. Also, none of their players are valuable enough to be considered great trade assets. So I'm really not sure where they go from here, but that's a video for another day. So those are really all my thoughts on the game and these teams. Kind of turned into a Heat rant at the end, but if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy NBA videos, go ahead and subscribe to my NBA channel. I'll see you guys next time.